That's terrific. So what did you find in Griffin Clark's room?
Nothing.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
I said nothing. And if I hadn't showed up there, he would have packed his bags and been on the first plane to Australia.
I got news for you, Hero. I'd already put a 24-hour watch on Mr. Clark. He wasn't going anywhere, with or without your help.
Oh, so then you suspect him for something. So what the hell's he walking around the street scot-free for?
Because there's this little trivial thing. It's called the Constitution. Makes mention of something called due process. Maybe you've heard of it.
Due process. Why didn't you think of that when you arrested Mary Lynn?
We had evidence, Wade.
Oh, come on. All you had was Lamar's pack of lies.
Yeah, what about Mary Lynn's own confession?
She confessed to pulling the trigger. She was trying to stop somebody from raping her mother.
That's her story. As far as I'm concerned, without any proof, it's just words.
Oh, I see. You and Herb Callison do things strictly by the law. Then why don't you read me my rights and arrest me for breaking and entering?
Get out of here.
No, hey. No special favors, Captain. Treat me just like you treated Mary Lynn.
You give me one more excuse and I'm not going to play by the book. I'm going to throw it at you if I ever catch you pulling a stunt like you did today.
I can't promise I won't do that, Captain. Not until Mary Lynn's name's been cleared and Lamar and Griffin are in your jail. See you later.
Yes, thank you. Oh, Sarah, bad news. Like, that was the realtor on the phone, and there was some big closing or something that just happened, so he wants to postpone the meeting till tomorrow. But we are going to take care of it first thing in the morning tomorrow. I mean, the school is as important to me as it is to you.
Tina, please. You don't have to pretend anymore.
Pretend what?
Your willingness to help me with the school and make me feel like part of the family. You don't have to keep up the front anymore. You won what you wanted.
Now, that's not fair. Look, I know I haven't been as friendly to you as I could have been, but I'm trying to make up for it. I mean, believe me, I'm trying to help you with this school for all the right reasons.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sound so cruel. I hope you and Cord will be very happy.
Thank you. Look, I know that you're very special to Cord, and I have to say I'm starting to understand why, and I hope that, well, that down the road that maybe you and I can become friends.
Well, I suppose stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I know you must still be rather upset with me for trying to trick you into going to Greece.
Well, that's over and done with now, isn't it?
Not for me, it isn't. Look, I know I did it. I manipulated the whole situation. I didn't tell you about Clint's bequest so that you'd run off to Greece and... Look, I'm sorry. I mean, if anybody should be apologizing right now, it's me.
Well, Tina, don't they say all's fair in love and war? Except I think it's usually the winning side that says that.
Look, I can't undo what I did, all right? All I can do is promise you that, well, that it's not going to happen again. Sarah, you are a winner, and the school is going to be very important for you. It's going to be important for all of Landview.
I hope so.
I know so. And we're going to do it together, all right? Tomorrow. Right.
Tell me one thing, Blaze. You're not trying to rope me into teaching that lesson to those kids, because you dragged me down here for that.
Oh, I give you my word. I would never subject you, those kids, or American history to such a thing ever again, honey.
I wasn't all I bet, was I?
Darling, anybody can teach, but it takes a rare breed to donate a building and to raise the cash to pay Miss Jenny's salary and all the supplies.
Yeah, I reckon I'm like one of those philanthropists, huh?
Yes.
I think we'll put a plaque up there. Buck Buchanan School for young ladies and gentlemen.
Honey, I got a dream that's even grander.
You're right. Why do I think small time? Buck Buchanan University.
Honey, I was just thinking of the school a few years from now when all our kids are old enough to be in these chairs. We may have to expand it by then.
Blaze, honey, you're serious about what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've talked about kids. You want them, don't you?
Oh, sure, yeah. But seeing us living here in Buchanan City, raising kids for the rest of our life, I mean, honey, don't you ever feel like moving somewhere else?
Talk to Miss Straight, Buck. What is it you're asking?
Well, I sent one of my men down Texas way, look at a piece of property. Some property I saw years ago after the war when a lot of us Johnny Rebs left the South. And it's still prime property.
So?
So, we need a change, honey. Okay, we're happy here. We'd be a lot happier down in Texas.
Honey, I have been to Texas. It's full of Texans.
It's also full of space where cattle can graze and not go into fences and see farmers. It's a land of opportunity where you can have some kids, a small ranch, and turn right into an empire. I've decided for both of us. I'm taking my bride to Texas.
The hell you are.
Well, Miss Jenny, don't you look, what's the word, Clint?
Lovely.
Yeah, yes, sir. I reckon that just about covers it, ma'am.
You gentlemen are very kind. Thank you. Did I interrupt your conversation?
No.
May insisted that I come out here at... Oh, you finished your pie. I'll take the plate back.
Don't you worry about that, ma'am. I can take care of it. Why don't you just set yourself down here, thank you, Clint, and enjoy the view of the moonlight, that is. I mean, bye.
Well, it seems that you are stuck with me for a time.
Well, I can't think of a more pleasant fate, Miss Jenny.
Ritz Bits crackers.
Hey, mini Ritzes, unbelievable.
Delicious.
3 sizes.
Why are there 3 sizes?
They did it for fun.
Small.
Smaller?
Very, very tiny.
I need bigger hands. Buttery.
Totally portable.
Ritz Bits, every bit as good as a Ritz.
Who's responsible for this, huh?
Thank you for my dad and mommy, my friend Christina, my dog Tommy. Special blessings makes it fun to count my blessings one by one.
Special years of Oscar's best.
Of all the things I might have done in other lives.
Honey, why don't you give Texas half a chance?
Why should I, Buck? This is our home. This town bears your name, Buchanan City. Now, who in his right mind would want to leave?
I'll tell you what's loco. Standing pat with 3 deuces when you can draw to a royal flush.
You talk as if Texas were paradise. It's just another place, Buck.
It's the biggest place on this earth. Big city, big pastures, and they think big. What do I need? A small town named after me. You know what? I can be a maker and a shaker down in Houston or Dallas.
And what about my saloon? And what about our friends and the fine life that we have carved out for ourselves here? Are we supposed to just throw it away and start over again?
I can't earn any more money here, Blaze. And if you sell a saloon, you can put that cash in the kitty.
Oh, darn you, Buck. I do not want my life to be a poker game. I want to settle down, and I want a family.
Well, so do I, but I want my kids to follow their dreams, the range, the cities, whatever they want, as long as they have freedom of choice, and they can do that in Texas.
Okay. I'll say that I'm not opposed entirely to the idea. But why am I always the one who has to have an open mind?
Because you got a beautiful head that holds it.
Oh. If you think hugging and kissing and sweet talking is going to change my mind, you're probably right.
I knew my Blaze would come around.
I didn't say yes. I said I'd consider it. And I am not going to do anything until I know that it is entirely the best for all of us. Not just your bank account, but for our kids and for all the history of Buchanan's to come.
I couldn't have said that any better myself. Come on, let's see what the Lone Star State has in store.
You're driving me crazy.
Penny for your thoughts, Miss Fletcher.
They are hardly worth that much.
Why don't you let me be the judge of that?
All right. I was staring up at the night sky, trying to find that extra planet that you claimed was there when I was giving the children their astronomy lesson today.
Why can't you just take my word for it?
Because brilliant scientists have studied the heavens and deduced that there are only a certain number of planets in our solar system. 8, just 8. And then you come along and you throw the whole system out of question.
Well, I certainly didn't mean to bring chaos into your life.
Oh, but that is exactly what you have. Hardly chaos. I'm simply a woman who likes things in their proper order.
Like the stars in the sky.
Precisely.
That's the hunter up there, isn't it?
Yes, that is Orion, the hunter. Do you know why Orion haunts the skies every night?
Maybe he's hungry, looking for something to eat.
No.
No?
No.
Well, then, you're the teacher. Educate me.
Orion was a very great hunter. The goddess Artemis was a very great huntress, but she was also the sister of the god Apollo, and of course she was a maiden.
Maiden. You mean, virgin.
In so many words, yes. No one dared touch Artemis and live. And of course, she never let herself fall in love with any man.
Until, the hunter.
Who is teaching this lesson, you or I?
Sorry. Go on.
Well, filled with love for Orion, Artemis invited him to go hunting with her one day, and it was a wonderful day, a magical day with adventure for both of them. Orion, being all too human, got carried away, and he touched Artemis. And she, filled with rage and indignation, set a scorpion on him and killed him. And his spirit has haunted the skies ever since.
That sounds like a sad story.
It's a beautiful story.
Well, you certainly do know your stars and your stories, don't you?
I've always loved to read about mythology. I find that I can learn a great deal about the ancient times and about our own times as well.
How about your life? I mean, with all that reading and studying, it didn't leave much time left over for yourself, did it?
No, not really. It's true, there is a great deal about this world that I have yet to learn, but of course there is no great shame in being somewhat naive, is there?
No shame at all, if that's what you want.
That is what I am. On the other hand, what kind of a teacher would I be if I were not willing to learn things myself? Especially about the world. Of course, I would have to find the right teacher.
Well, of course. I mean, the right teacher would be very essential.
After all, knowledge does not stop in the classroom, does it? I have always liked to think that I would be open to new ideas and new thoughts and anything else that came along.
Today, hospitals have more medicines than ever to care for their patients. The one they choose most to relieve pain is Tylenol. Look, last year they dispensed Tylenol 10 times more than the leading aspirin and ibuprofen brands combined. With so many pain relievers to choose from, isn't it reassuring to know the pain reliever hospitals use most is Tylenol? That's a good...
So you've had it with me. Well, I've got news for you, Mr. Lamar. I've taken about all I'm going to take on your account. That's Fred? Yeah, well, you can call it that if you want. Let's just say if it comes to a choice between saving your neck and my own, guess which one I pick? Ah, so you want to hear my side of the story, do you? Okay, well, here it is. There's just one too many people giving this boy a hard time in this town. So I'm going to shorten the list by one, namely Wade Coleman.
Honey, you know, pretty nice night out there. What do you say we take a couple pieces of this pie, go on out back and watch some of the stars or whatever?
Well, you sure changed your tune. What about this big confrontation you're going to have with Clint?
Well, I talked and he listened. He talked and I listened, and I guess that's just enough said, huh?
Well, I thought you were going to find out about this adding machine thing from him. Did you?
And I did.
Well?
Well, it seems that it belongs to a friend. Oh, Clint's, yeah. And this friend's an inventor, and Clint's just holding on to it for a while. But so, you satisfied now?
Well, no, I'm not satisfied. Now, what about this friend of his? Oh, he must be a genius or something. Did Clint invest in it? Does he stand to make a fortune or something like that?
Honey, who cares? All I know is that there was some information I wanted to get from Clint. I talked to him, and now I got the information. Clint is a fine man. That's all there is to it. Nothing more I need to know.
Nothing more you need to know.
No. Honey, I'm telling you, Clint is fine. He is just like one of us.
He's like one of us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's a little bit better than being a magician who foretells the future, isn't it?
Clint Buchanan is a man not to be feared. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
He's just a fine country gentleman.
Okay.
Hell, he's almost family.
Let's say, just for the sake of argument, you understand, that you did find this right teacher. What is it you'd like to learn?
About real life?
Of course, about real life.
Well, you will think I am terribly naive when I tell you this.
Try me.
I have always wanted to learn more than anything in the world what it feels like to have a family. How it feels to have your own children to love and to care for, and a loving partner to share it all with.
You certainly started at the top. Because there's nothing that compares to that kind of home life. Nothing here on good old terra firma, not even anything in the heavens.
You do speak from experience.
Oh, you bet. Happy experience.
Even though
Even though I have to face that I may never see them again? Yeah. But you see, even that ought to be a lesson for you. Because even though it might seem impossible, to have that kind of home life makes it worth every pain, every sacrifice.
Well, that is a lesson I shall never master. No matter, I've prospered very well on my own.
Well, it doesn't mean that you can't have the main part of that kind of family life. You know, the person to share your life with or without children.
I suppose not, but there again, my knowledge is sadly lacking. I have absolutely no conception of what it would be like to share your life with someone. And I do think at this stage in my life it is a little bit late for me to begin to learn the rudiments of romance. You see, Randolph Lord was a perfect gentleman with exquisite and very proper manners. And as a result, I had never even been kissed. Oh, except for my Uncle Carlyle's yearly smack on my cheek. I suppose in that lexicon that makes me something of a freak.
No. Not at all. It just means that you missed out on one of life's truly incomparable moments. A moment that is shared by people who love each other just naturally.
I've suspected as much. To be honest, I've given it some thought.
It isn't something that you think about. Something you do.